So you'll hear a lot about SUSE, like going to different events, talking to different people, and we know that there's always those individuals that come up to us and talk about, oh, I remember when I first, bought a box or I first downloaded the distro. So it's really great to hear those stories, and just to let you know, I mean, we're moving on beyond just the Linux distribution. So when we think about what we're doing today, we have a SUSE Cloud Application Platform. I might call it CAP because that is a mouthful. So, and we are running it in Amazon EKS. There's always a question on whether we should say on or in. Since this is a Kubernetes cluster, and we are deploying SUSE Cloud Application Platform, which are containers in Kubernetes, I can actually say in this time without anybody giving me any problems. So I do want to highlight that the focus of our product is to provide a developer experience that looks and feels, that's really a simplified experience. Right now, there's a lot of things that whenever you're deploying a containerized application that sometimes the developer has to do, and I'll kind of show that workflow, and then I'll highlight the workflow that we intend to provide our customers. And as we saw on the panel, I mean, we all know Kubernetes is experiencing a high growth rate. It's a high take rate. And around the world, you have technology shops that are excited about deploying it. But it is complex. It's not necessarily easy, but it is a very valuable product. And a lot of people are deploying huge applications across it. And really, that's when we looked at our cloud application platform and we saw that working with Amazon and knowing that they were going to deploy EKS, which is a simplified provisioning and operating control plane for Kubernetes, we thought, well, we want our customers to be able to experience CAP. And this was like really a low lift as far as deploying CAP in Kubernetes. I should say SUSE Cloud Application Platform. So currently, this is the common developer workflow. You have your developer who creates a source code. Great, you have a developer who's developing. Then that developer has to prepare the container for the code. So they have to create a Docker file, they have to describe that container, and they have to build out that container image. Once that's done, they upload that container image to whatever registry they're using. At which point, when they actually want to leverage their application, they have to deploy that container in Kubernetes. So that's either using kube control or Helm, whatever process they follow. And anytime an update occurs, anytime a security fix, anytime anything happens, the developer has to then manage that life cycle for that application. So they have to update the source code, prepare the container for the code, and deploy the container as well. So it's kind of a rinse and repeat process. And what we've done at SUSE is we've wanted to really kind of simplify that workflow to have a CF push type of experience. And I'm not sure if you know what a CF push is. We'll highlight it within the demonstration. But it's really, you point to your source code, you execute a command, CF push, application type, and then it kicks off everything on the back end. You're running your application on Amazon EKS. So maintaining that registry, performing those container images, any of those updates, that's not needing to happen. So let me go ahead and do the demo real quick. All right. So this is the landing page for the SUSE Cloud Application Platform. Quickly, we've deployed a EKS cluster. There's a cluster name, it's active, up and running. We're going to go ahead and check the API server endpoints. Let me skip some of this. So we actually have it deployed within the environment. And if I'm looking at what I'm doing, you know, I'm going to run a kube control in. Here, I'm not sure who's familiar with Cloud Foundry. Our cloud application platform has containerized all of the components of Cloud Foundry. We really, if you notice, I avoided saying Cloud Foundry because that's not the real benefit of our application. We're not, you know, it's great that we've containerized Cloud Foundry, but that's not the real benefit. The benefit is for the developer to have that one push experience of pushing that application into Kubernetes. So here you can see all of the processes, Diego, the log aggregator, all of those are running in containers on Amazon EKS. And the footprint itself is a lot smaller as opposed to deploying 100 or multiple VMs, a large VM footprint to run Cloud Foundry. Here we're doing a CF login. We have our API endpoint for our application, logging into to our SUSE Cloud Application Platform, authenticating in here. And simply put, at which point you're authenticating, you're logging in, you're selecting what organization you're running, and really what space you're looking to execute. And in this case, we're doing a dev environment. So we're looking at all of the CF applications. We're going to go ahead and change this. And we're going to look at the build packs that are available for SUSE Cloud Application Platform. And as far as the build packs, you know, you have Java, Ruby, Node.js, Go. So all of the languages that you're looking at, we have the capability of supporting. And really, this is it. I changed to my source code. I'm showing the manifest YAML. That's the name of the application. And I'm doing a CF push, at which point everything is being built. That's all the developer has to do. They've now deploying their application, a 12-factor application within Amazon EKS. And the control plane is managed by Amazon EKS on that stable Kubernetes platform. Now, I'm almost out of time. One of the things I do want to show you is we actually have created a Stratos web interface. It's a UI. So as either an operation team or developer, you can see all of the applications that are deployed across all of your Kubernetes clusters. And this is open source. We are an open source company, so this has been committed upstream. So nothing here that you're looking at is really proprietary. And thank you for your time. I have a stop and wrap up.
So we're going to switch over on that side. But David, if you want to just come over here for a second. Maybe, if anyone has a question, by the way, you're welcome to ask them. We have a couple more minutes before we have to let David go.
Yeah, David, I just had a quick question. You know, you seem to be the CAP stack seems to be very focused on the developer experience. Do you see developers managing applications, say, all the way to production?
I would say that what we've seen is that the operators care about Kubernetes. So when we're talking to different people within the enterprises that we're discussing with, Cloud Application Platform is important to the developers. Kubernetes is important to the IT operations. That's the method to deliver the applications. So really it's a developer experience that we're seeing, and we're leveraging the technology that the operations team wants. And that's really our focus.
Cool. Thank you very much.